should we think about um, the use of AI in HR tools? How
Yeah.
should we be careful about it? Any thoughts there on what you're seeing right now?
Oh my God. So let's
Okay,
stick with the recruiting case to start with. You're right. We've been using technology in recruiting since, I don't know, the 70s. And one of the things that's
exactly.
different now is LLMs are capable of being unsupervised, as so is like other technologies, but they're capable of being unsupervised, and it's easy. And it gives you an answer that feels right. And so I get really anxious. In fact, I've turned down advisory opportunities with a variety of startups because I'm really uncomfortable with the unsupervised way in which they are allowing these tools to make decisions. There are federal laws, uniform guidelines. SIOP, Society of Registered Organization Psychology, put out a white paper a couple of years ago, like 18 months ago maybe, about the use of AI in selection procedures and how to think about validation and proving a lack of bias, which isn't just about being like socially responsible. It's also about being business responsible, because what bias really does is make you choose someone who's less qualified than someone you might otherwise have chosen. It's actually a genuine business problem. So it's helping you not make bad choices, and making sure that we're using validated supervised tools there is really important. And I'm distressed by the amount of sloppy stuff that's being covered by a trade secret, and is not moving forward. If we move out of recruiting as a judgment space, there's an awful lot of recruiting that is a process space. So how do you schedule interviews? How do you match, an interviewer to a person, to a time, to a room, right? That is just an optimization problem. Great. Use technology for that. That's so lovely. But also there are people who that used to be their job. And those people now need to do things or have the opportunity to do different things. That different thing can be candidate prep, for example, which can be really, really valuable in helping the organizations genuinely get the very best talent, not just the person who could afford to pay an external coach, right? So there are ways that you can rebuild that. If you think about the rest of HR, there's been technology in payroll for decades. There's been technology in pay equity for a very long time. Those are all good places to be using technology. Again, please don't do it unsupervised. Don't be just like throwing spaghetti at a wall and hoping payroll is right. That can't happen. Where there is not a high stakes decision, where there's not a hiring decision or a promotion decision or a performance review decision, I'm much more comfortable with the use of technology in a generative way. And the generative technology is almost always by definition probabilistic, which means I have less control over the outcome, which means it could do something that kind of goes off the ranch. However, if it's helping me spitball about what my career options would be, or helping me figure out how to have a good conversation with my mentor, or helping me prepare for a really hard conversation with a colleague, I'm much more comfortable with a generative possibility. And that opens up opportunities for people to be prepared and to develop in ways that wouldn't be available before. My HR business partner can't help me rehearse a difficult conversation 30 times until I'm comfortable having it, because I'm a person with social anxiety and I feel sick to my stomach at the idea of this conversation, right? But an LLM doesn't care. It's going to let you do this and do this and do this until you could do it half asleep, and you can get over that fear and really be successful in that challenging conversation. So I'm really comfortable for a lot of the HR use cases that are developmental in nature,
Yeah,
or exploratory in
yeah.
nature, and that fill a gap that would otherwise have been unfilled. Like that is a beautiful and powerful opportunity.
Agreed. Agreed. And thank you for that like holistic, HR landscape and how you can use it and where you should be using it and where you shouldn't be using it.